G'day, Bellic. Just filling in some time before I go and do some, let's check out the new dailies. It should be in just about less than an hour. So, yeah. We'll find out. No, remember, no hints about what they are. Don't tell me if they're good or bad. I will find out in about less than an hour. We'll find out how good or bad. Let's check out whatever the new dailies are going to be. I'm just bloody hoping they get rid of the stupid GR3s for a week, and GR4 should be race B, so race A. I'm hoping Nürburgring Enduro for 2 laps. Daily race B. Maybe GR2s again for daily race B. No, I reckon Monza. Be a good way to see how the new Audi copes in the GR2 class. So that's what I like to see for daily race. And I think I've already had the car spoilt to me what daily race A is, which is, I believe, the new Mazda 3. But I don't know which track, so my theory is the track will be the new short version, sprint version of Nürburgring that they also came out with last week. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm hoping. So I know you had a problem with the wheel, but was reinstalling GT7 fixed the problem that you had with it loading? Sorry, I actually thought when you mentioned that you're going to be racing that you're having problems with the new physics. I didn't realise you're actually having problems with the game loading, so I do apologise about that if I misunderstood when you posted about that on the Discord. I think Mr. Zero helped you with getting it running, which is great. That's what's great about the community. We've always got someone there to help. Like, I know the new dailies have already come out, so you probably already know, but remember, just keep quiet, don't let me know what they are. I will find out how close I am. But yeah, if it's the Mazda 3s, I've just got a feeling they should. As well, I reckon it's almost certain Mazda 3s will be on the new short version of Nürburgring Sprint with that corner taken out. So I want to almost put money on that. And surely they would not be stupid. Whoops. Surely they wouldn't be stupid enough to put bloody GR3s as daily race C again. So I would say you go for the theme of checking out the new cars. I reckon GR4s, Nürburgring, the new endurance version. Because I think even though the laps will be a little bit longer, it will still fit in quite easily for daily race C for 2 laps. So yes, that's my guess. I am going to scream so bloody loud if GR3s are back as daily race C. And again, if you know, do not spoil it for me, please. With don't think I can get it up to there. Crap. How do I? Oh, that's right. I think I remember how to get up now. You get up on this. If you do the jump, right, you can get up. Yeah, there we go. I knew there was a way. Again, if you know what the new dailies are, don't say. What did you buy? Just another Logitech, same as what you had. Which would probably make sense because then your modifications that you're used to would work. Because you had to modify the wheel, didn't you? I think your dad did, didn't he? But I'm sorry to hear that your wheel knackered, but they do. Unfortunately, they all die. Mine died. Still got my old G90, G29 downstairs. It stopped working. It basically blew up. It blew up, but it just went. I was in a race and it just went freaking crazy, and it never worked again. In the middle of a GT Sport race, I can remember exactly. And I wanted to get a Logitech. When I got a new wheel, I wanted to get a Thrustmaster as a replacement, but it was in the first year of COVID. Was it the second year? Might have been the second year of COVID, but we were still having some lockdowns, and the only one I could get hold of, sadly, was the G923. So that's what I went with, the G923. It was a little bit better than the G929, but not a huge amount. You couldn't stop the car. Well, that would be scary, wouldn't it? Ah, no. Go to break and the car. How are you finding? How did you find before it broke? How were you finding the new updates? I'm actually liking it. I've seen some more videos about it, and there's some that are crying because they don't like it. Some people just don't like change because they got too used to the old one. I personally like it. I think it's made the cars handle a lot more realistically now. And the best example is that, now you've probably heard me mention in my streams how much I hate the Porsche. I was saying, oh man, the Porsche, I hate the 911s in this game. And it was well known that it was. They were very hard to drive in the game, the 911 road cars. But after the update, apparently they're actually drivable now. They're actually enjoyable to drive. They're drivable. For some reason, GT7's physics did not go well from the 911 physics for the car 911 in the game. But since the update, apparently it's improved. So the DRS was only for that new Audi anyway, so I'm not really a huge fan of it, to be honest. And if you use it, and if it's going to be in the GR2 race, you won't be able to use it in the race anyway. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the DRS button either. But thankfully that was only for that one car in the DTM series, so you won't be able to use it in the normal races. It will be banned. But we'll find out, but I would like to see GR2s back for being daily race D again at Monza. I reckon that would give a good way to get an indication what the new Audi's like in the GR2 class against the other cars. I still reckon they should remove the CLK and those other cars away. It should be GR2 should only be for those Nissans and that. You know what I think you know what I mean. But we're going to find out soon. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to checking out the new dailies. I'm just hoping they get away from the hard-on of the GR3s. I reckon the GR3s could be rested completely. I would like to see GR4s, daily race C, and GR2s for daily race B at Monza. I reckon Monza. I reckon we should have introduced the new endurance track for Nürburgring. So I reckon they should use that. Yeah, that's what I would do. But we'll wait and see. But surely they would not have GR3s 3 weeks in a row as daily race C. If they do, they really have lost their plot. I'm leaving you. If they do, you will find me absolutely losing it. Now I've already painted a car for daily race A because I said I saw in the crash, if what I saw was right, that it is that new Mazda, from what I've heard. Like I didn't find out what track it was, so I'm glad I didn't find out that much. Which is why I'm going to stop looking at people's I subscribe to feeds on weekends leading up. But that is spoil. They put it. It's usually sometimes I have it in their bloody thumbnail and stuff like that. So I'm not even going to look at my subscription box on weekends. But how are you, Labella? How was the footy the other night? Hopefully you had fun with your parents. It's with your dad, wasn't it? You went with your dad to the footy. Does he have to butterfly your wheel again? That's awesome. Saves me having to do one of my streams too now. Well, I reckon it's awesome that you're doing your own thing. And I helped you with the idea of the colours and that. I know it's using the colours that I helped with. Remember to ask Andy if you want any help with logos and stuff. That's one thing I can't do, but Andy Chapman will be happy. As you saw in the other stream, I'm going to be putting the autism, that link to cerebral palsy. I think it's a cerebral palsy, is that what you call it? I am hopeless with memory, so no disrespect intended. I'm just bad at remembering things. Must be getting old in my old age when you start forgetting things. Cerebral palsy, something like that. But yeah, that logo I put on my cars too now because I want to fully support you. As I said, you're an inspiration that you don't let that control your life. As I said, you always have my support. That's why I had to put that logo on my car. After I saw that Andy had done it for you. That's the thing, isn't it? It's the company that sometimes you can have a bad game, but it's the company you go with is just as much as the actual game itself. Quality time with your parents is always good, isn't it, mate? I'm very respectful and happy that you're very open about your condition, and you're happy about me mentioning it on streams. I think it's good that people know and can see that you don't let it control you. You control it. And the fact that you still go racing is amazing. That helps others that they might or their family, someone in their family might, and can help them realise, hey, this could be a great idea for them as well. That's amazing, Lavelic. I said, you are amazing. You're an inspiration to me. You could be an inspiration to everybody. I'm just so careful about when I mention your condition. Do you mind me calling it disability? Or should I call it condition? But I hate saying those things. But I like mentioning it so people can see how amazing it is that everyone respects you so much, Lavelic. Everyone in the channel. We love being in a race with you. You always have. How the hell am I going to finish off this thing coming up here? Well, Phil, I've got to find out what the new dailies are in about 40 minutes. So stay tuned for that. And also recommend to have the volume down in case I'm not happy. Because I've said to Labella, I am going to scream so friggin' loud if bloody GR3s are on there. If they've taken GR4s away again and still have GR3s, I am going to absolutely lose it. I will lose it worse than I do at the bloody dirty drivers. If GR3 are still there and GR4's gone again for a week, I will absolutely... You will see the biggest hissy fit on YouTube history. Make sure your kids aren't anywhere near, because yes, it won't be a pretty sight. It won't be. But don't give any hints, because I don't know what they are. Just been talking to Labellic about his condition and stuff. I love... Well, I don't love that he's got the condition, but I love how open he is about talking about his condition. I just want to be careful what I say in the streams. I never want to disrespect or make Labellic feel uneasy. But he says to me he likes me mentioning it, which means a lot to me. I just think it's good that others are aware. You can see how amazing you are, Labellic. You're an inspiration to all of us, eh, Phil? definitely. And how are you, Phil, by the way? How's work been? Enjoying your new responsibility at work? I meant to ask about that. God, I hate this. This is the final one of all the bonuses. So this is the final thing I've not cleaned in the whole of this game. This is the final one. Then I'll have finished everything on here. Yeah, well, I've got no work until Thursday. It's so quiet. And today, I'd already told work that I wasn't available today because I took my son, ex-wife, we went for a day trip up the mountain. Really nice drive. It's fun going up winding roads in a BMW, I tell you. And I told them I wasn't available today, and they tried to send me all this work. And some of it was good work. So when I'm not available, they're sending me some good work. And when I'm available, they've got nothing. Sucks. Okay, somewhere on here. Whoa, we fell down. I climb the friggin' ladder, you stupid idiot. Bloody guy. So in a way, I'm kind of enjoying being a bit quiet work-wise. At the same time, I'm mostly worried because money-wise, you know, you don't get any money. You don't get any pay. What sucks about this is that you can't put the ladder on this side. You can only put it on this side. So when doing these things, this bit, you can't do the bit behind the friggin' ladder. So that's filling in some time because I'm starting my let's check out the new dailies in about half an hour. Which I am looking forward to. In a way, I just get so kind of paranoid that they're going to fuck up with the cars. And I swear, I am going to have the biggest hissy fit in Gran Turismo history if GR3s are still there, especially if it's in Daily Race C, and GR4s are gone. To me, I already know what the first car is for Daily Race A. I don't know what the track is. I have my theory is that Daily Race A will be the new Nürburgring short track, since they brought that out in the latest update and give us a chance. I would like to see Daily Race B to be GR2s again, because I showed that you can have GR2s for Daily Race B. Monza with the ability to then see what the Audi can do against other Group 2 cars. I'm sure they'll turn off the DRS option for the Audi for those races where they're mixed. Oh, cool. So we don't have to do that's all done. I hate not being able to have my white high pressure hose. Oh, we need to let's put the extension lead on. Come on. You finished the campaign on this yet, Phil? I finished everything apart from this one level and then that would be it. Then done the campaign, which is a bit of a weird ending. No spoilers. Oh, we got that one. Yay, we finished that dwarf. Now this one. Yeah, I didn't quite want to get into the seriousness of SnowRunner before doing tonight's stream. That's why I thought I'd jump into this. You've probably seen from streams where I've played this, but with no mic at all. A lot of it was during the F1. I was just playing this in the background with F1 in the background, and oh no, I missed one up there. Gotcha. Where have we messed up him? Up his bum? Woo! You ever seen a happy dwarf? You have now. Yeah, we missed his. We missed his head or something. What is this? Whoa! What the? There we go. Just something on that edge. Mostly got these gnomes to finish off now. Look, just jump up on his head. Hey, Naomi. Got him. So, okay. What time is it? Oh, better keep an eye on the time. I don't know what the owners would think seeing me jumping up and down on their bloody things, but hey. They only allow me to use the ladder, and there's nobody to use the ladder on these things, so I have no option but to climb up on them. In out his hole. Two. Oh. Now, Phil, I don't know if you heard, but poor Lebelic's wheel died, but he gets his replacement wheel tomorrow, thankfully. And he's got his PS3 working, sorry, PS5 working. Good luck getting Gran Turismo working on a PS3. He's got his PS5 working. I think Mr. Zero really helped with that, thankfully. That's what's so good about this community. We're all there. If someone's not there to help, someone will be. How many bloody... I thought I've already done them all. There's still a couple... Labella gets his new replacement wheel tomorrow. His father's already made the adapter that he needs. So Labella will be back racing tomorrow. And he's going to be there for my stream tonight that will be starting in 20 minutes, won't you, Labella? Yeah, they've been found that apparently some more of these spectators managed to found some ways to get onto the track before the F1 cars had been cleared. It's bad to the stage that some of them got to where the Haas car was, and the Haas car still had the red light flashing on it, and there were people around the Haas car, and the Haas still had their emergency red light flashing because it wasn't safe to be around, and there were people all around the car. So yeah, it's just that they have to make sure, take measures, stronger measures. Normally they're pretty good at taking measures to stop people going on the grid, but there was record crowds this year, and sadly I just think there were just some that were just a bit too eager to start celebrating. It was a crazy race, I tell you that. It was a friggin' crazy race. I actually understand why I had it finished the way it did underneath. Because people think, oh, why did they make them go around just one more time? And I said, well, I was talking to a friend about it. And clearly the reason why is it's just so the people there on the track can just see the drivers complete the race. So, yeah, they couldn't do another racing lap, obviously. But my biggest problem that they need to address is this very simple thing, and it's a fact. The whole point of a safety car or a red flag is brought out because of I think it's safety. You know, it's not actually brought out for any other reason bar safety. So why, in the case of a red flag, are they putting the cars through the most dangerous phase of a F1 race? Yep. Why are they making them do grid starts? It is unfair to the person who has done the right job in the race and is rightfully where he should be. So I'm going to become very vocal about this. F1 needs to stop the stupid restarts. A grid start should only be the start of the race, because they've said, and it's well known, that a grid start, the start of the race, being grid starts, is the most dangerous part of a race. The most dangerous. And it should not be used in a way to try and spice up the racing. It's a safety measure. So why, after an accident, the only reason why a red flag or something has happened is because of accidents. So why is it they're using an accident to try and adjust the race? should just do rolling starts. Resume the race in the positions that they are, so they can rightfully start where they should. Doing that question mark over Verstappen doesn't matter. But Verstappen could have lost that race with just 2 laps to go. He had deserved that. He had earned that win. He had pulled out his gap, done everything right to win that race. Imagine have that race then taken off you because of having to do one more restart and the other guy beats him off the restart. It's not fair, and they should not be using a race, a safety measure to try and spice up a race. So they need to get rid of this whole grid starts because again, using their own terminology, the whole point of red flags and yellows and safety cars and all that other stuff is for the safety of the drivers, marshals and all that. So why are they putting the drivers in more danger, forcing them to do another aspect, which is race restarts are the most dangerous part of a race. Because everyone's all bunched up Lebelic, and that's when things happen. Look what happened at the end of the race with Carlos Sainz. It should not be used to try and spice up a race in the race. Remember, they've got a red flag because of an accident or something's happened, damage to the track, whatever. It's a safety reason why a race gets the reason why a race gets underneath red flag, whatever, yellow flag, red flag, is because of I saw something there for a second. You said something was not there. So they should not be using a safety measure. And again, is it fair? Is it safe also on the F1 cars? They're not designed to have to do so many restarts on a race. And again, it's just because the cars are so close and fighting with each other. It's the most dangerous part of a race is the very start of the race. Because everyone's so close. On a rolling start, they're more spread out. You'll still get some close racing, but it's a lot fairer and safer. By making them go back and do grid starts, it's not safe. They're actually doing the complete opposite to the whole point of bringing out the red flag, yellow flag, whatever that, which is all to do with safety. And everyone's saying they need to make F1 safer. Well, how are they making F1 safer? By making them do a more dangerous act. It's okay at the start of a race, but also how is that safe if the F1 cars, their clutches get used a lot, and how is it safe forcing them to have to potentially a clutch can be so used up in the start of a race. So if that person's clutch fails, the start of on the grid start, how is it safe? It's not safe. It should not be. It should be. It's just simple. It's so simple. It just needs to be rolling start, and everyone starts where they are because it's not supposed to be spicing up the racing. You're not spicing up the racing. Imagine that you were Verstappen. You've led that whole race. You pulled out a 15-second lead, and then lose it with the 2 laps to go. Ironically, it would have been to Hamilton. which some say would have been interesting because after what happened in Dubai. What I did find disgusting, one of the most disgusting things on the weekend, and it has been brought up, a complaint has been brought in against ITV, well, the British people, when it was meant they were talking to Ted Kravitz, and we all know that Ted Kravitz has a thing about Australian Massey, and he basically started a tryout saying, "Oh, Massey's got no right to be at the F1 this weekend. He should not be there." Um, like in politics, you can't blame Massey for what he did. He was doing what he could underneath the powers that he was given. It's like politics when you blame so-so. You remember it's the whole party that stuffs up. But Ted Gravis saying that Massey had no right to be there at the Grand Prix, not realising that Massey was actually there at the Grand Prix because he works as part of the V8 Supercar board now, and the supercars were racing there on official weekends. And Massey was there underneath his role for the supercar board. And the way Ted Kravitz had to go, and I noticed that when he started talking about, oh, he's got no right to be there, the other commentators basically cut him off, and I could see that they changed the subject very quickly. God, I hate this bit when you think you've done everything and you have to try and find where have you missed. Oh, there's one. And we have to remember, Massey had death threats after what happened. He's human, and that's what I liked about the ITV people. They said they actually backed him up, and not backed him up, but they said, look, he's a human. Humans make mistakes, and Ted Kravitz, I think, was completely out of line. The way that he had to go at Massey, he said he had no right to be there. No, Massey had every right to be there. It goes to show the way the F1 race ended on the Sunday is probably how, and now I think they learnt because of what happened at Dubai that they would just red flag the race and figure out a way to finish it than the way, of course, Dubai ended, causing Hamilton to lose the championship. It wasn't. I think it was just a misunderstanding to the rule book. We are, in the day, we are all human. Even in F1, we are not robots. Things happen. And I think that's the end of the wake. And there's still areas, obviously, like to me, the whole grid racing, it should be rolling starts. Nowhere else do they do grid restarts on the restart of a race, because then the restart, all it's supposed to be doing is pausing the race while they can safely sort out what's happened. That's what happens underneath yellow flags. Underneath a yellow flag, do they make them line up on the grid again and start the race? No, they restart them back again when underneath safety car once it's been given the clear. Red flag is given because it's even more dangerous on the track, and they've actually stopped the race. But the resumption should be, as it has used to be, rolling restart in single file and resume the race. Yes, they've lost their advantage of a 10-second lead, but again, it's on a safety measure. I think they have actually made F1 more dangerous doing the stupid re-grid bullshit. Anyway, I just looked at my time. I'm going to end the stream. We'll see you guys over on Aussie Tech Racing in a sec. I better go and set up for that. Stay safe, guys. Bye for now.